So I just watched my traffic drop 40% overnight in January 2026. Not because I did something wrong, but because I did everything the old way. And here's the thing that nobody's telling out. Google's AI overview don't just change SEO, that completely flopped the game world. I am Vishit Roy, and if you are still doing SEO the 2023 way, you are basically trying to win a chess match while everyone else is playing a completely different game. And I learned this the expensive way, so you don't have to. In the next few minutes, I am going to show you the exact SEO strategy that's actually working right now in 2026. No theory, not what some guru says, but what I have tested. What the data shows and what's bringing traffic when most people are wasting their numbers tank. You are going to see the three-part framework I revealed from scratch, the specific types of content Google is prioritizing now, and the critical mistake that's killing everyone's ranking. But first, let me show you why everything changed. The mechanic dynamics you know, back in 2018, I spent a year working as a mechanic in my hometown in Dinajpur. And the first thing you will learn in this job is this: when the engine sounds different, you don't just add more oil and hope your dynamics what actually changed. That's actually what I did too with SEO in early 2026. Here's what happened. Google's AI overviews are now showing up for over 60% from search queries. That's data from multiple industry studies published in late 2025. And here's the killer. Those AI-generated summaries add right at the top of search result, pulling information from multiple sources, synthesizing it, and answering the question before anyone even clicks. The traffic step in January 2026, I noticed something weird across multiple sites I managed throughout Maxim marketing. Traffic was down, but ranking barely moved. We were still position 3, position 5, position 2, our target keywords, but clicks cut nearly half of certain content types. I pulled the Search Console data, and here's what I found. Information queries with sound word answer while getting overdistracted. What's after marketing? How does SEO work? Best practice for content marketing, all showing up in AI overviews, all building traffic. But there's the important parts. Other types of content was actually doing better than before. The failure that taught me everything. This reminds me of when I launched Volatility Pay back in 2023. I built this entire platform around what I thought people needed. I had the tactics, the tutorials, the templates, but it failed. Why? Because I don't understand what people actually wanted versus what they needed. I was solving the wrong problem. The same thing is happening with SEO right now. Everyone's solving 2023 problems while Google is asking 2026 questions. So here's what actually working. I call this the EPD framework: experience, perspective, and depth. Let me break down each one. Part 1. Experience. First, content. Google's AI can synthesize facts from 1,000 sources in milliseconds. What it can do: replicate genuine personal experience. The content that's thriving in 2026 has 3 criteria. First person results. Not here's how do X, but I did for X for 6 months, and here's what happened. I tested this with a case study article about affiliate marketing for beginners. The old version was generic 10 steps to start affiliate marketing. I got accelerated AI overview. The new version, I spent 90 days testing 5 affiliate programs as a complete beginner. Here's what actually worked. Same impression, different frame. Traffic up 127% compared to the old version P. Second, specific mistake and lesson. AI overviews give the correct path, but the real human want to know where the landmines are. When I write about SEO now, I did just share what works. I share what broke, like when I over-optimized a client site in 2024 and actually lost ranking because I was keyword stuffing like it was 2015. That story gets more engagement than any actual checklist. Third, behind the scenes process. Show your work, share a messy middle. Remember, I started this wild journey on December 3rd, 2021. Watching earn money with mobile video at my auntie's house during COVID time. I failed at service, failed at CPA, marketing, failed at Facebook promotion. The journey, the dynamics thinking I learned as a mechanic, the problem solving from building electronics from spare parts as a kid. That context is what makes content relevant now. AI cannot replace your unique path. Part 2. Perspective-driven content. P. Here's something I noticed. The queries that AI overviews handle worst are the ones that require judgment. Best SEO strategy for small businesses gets an AI overviews, but AI SEO is still worth it for new creators. in 2026 requires perspective, context, and that's where human content dominates. The shift I made, instead of just answering how I started answering, showing you and when even why might this not work for you. I'm going to running mixed marketing while finishing my BSS in economics at National University. I will not say decades of long guru. I am literally someone just a few steps ahead, reaching back to help. The perspective that specific vintage point is the content mode. Here's the technical implementation. Create content that takes a sense, not clickbait, controversy, but informed perspective based on real experience. Instead of 10 SEO tools to use, write the only 3 SEO tools I actually use after testing 27 of them, and why I detest the rest. See the difference? One is the list AI can compile and the other is just when AI can replicate without your specific testing. Part 3. Depth and nerds. D. AI overviews excel at surface level answer. They're like opening paragraph on a Wikipedia article. Useful but incomplete. The content winning in 2026 goes deep, not long for the sake of the word count, but comprehensive in carving edge cases, alternatives, and what if scenarios. I call this the second level question approach. When someone searches how do I keyword research, the AI overviews gives them its basic steps, great, but what they are actually need. After the try those steps is the answer to why is my keyword research not translating to traffic? Or what do I do when all the keywords have insane competition? That's where your content lives. In the gaps AI cannot predict. Practical example, I create a guide on building affiliate content instead of just the started. Choose a niche, find products, write reviews. I went deep on what to do when you are in a niche where every product has 4.3 stars and similar features, how to handle ethical disclosure without killing controversies, the psychological triggers that work in affiliate content versus those that backfire the dev. AI overviews can touch it because it requires synthesis of psychology, ethics, and marketing strategy, and the field experience. Now, here's the mistake that's killing most SEO studies right now. People are trying to compare it with AI overviews and AI terms. They are writing more comprehensive ultimate guides. They are adding more keywords. They are structuring content to fit the AI better. That's a backward. The mechanic in me see it's like this. If your engine is making a knocking sound, you don't just turn up into ratio to down it out. You fix the underlying issues. The underlying issues is this: if your content can be summarized in an AI overview, you are already irrelevant. So stop trying to be comprehensive in the encyclopedia sense. Start bringing comprehensiveness in the experimental sense. Here's the framework I use now. Question 1. Can AI answer this from existing sources without my specific experience? If yes, reframe it. Question 2. Does this content require judgment call based on context AI doesn't have? If no, add the context. Question 3. I am showing unique data, results, or process. If no, run the test and come back with results. This is exactly what I don't do with World Winner CPA. I built what made logical sense without testing what people actually valued. Learn that lesson the expensive way. Okay, so how do you actually implement this? Step 1. Audit your exciting content. Pull up your search console. Filter for pages that lost traffic between November 2025 and now. Those are probably getting hit by AI overviews. 4 is on. Ask what personal experience, perspective, and depth and I am missing. I did this in February 2026. Out of 47 underperforming articles, 31 were generic how to content. I write 12 of them the EPD framework. Within 6 weeks, 9 of those 12 recovered of previous traffic levels of is higher. Step 2. Create new content with AI-proof angles before you write anything. Ask Cloud ChatGPT writes this same articles is given access to Google. If yes, you need to define angle, your testing and your failures and your specific customers. I am currently a student in Dinaspur, Bangladesh, running a marketing agency with limited budget, no fancy tools. That constant creates unique solution. That's a content. Step 3. Build topical depth, not just topical breadth instead of the article on SEO basic. Create a cluster, a learned SEO in 2022 versus how to learn it today in 2026. The SEO mistake that cost me 3,000 in wasted time, while everything you read about backlinks in wrong in 2026. Each piece has depth, each has perspective. Together they build authority AI can replicate. Look, I am going to be radically honest with you because that's the whole point of this channel. This strategy is not a magic fix. It's not a open success. It's a not do this on word trick and watch traffic explode. Is the reality of SEO in 2026. You have to actually have something with saying point of what AI can synthesize. When I started on December 3rd, 2021, I thought success was about learning the right tactics. 5 years later, I know success is about building genuine value that can't be replicated. The mechanic work I did that taught me dynamic thinking, the electronics I built from spare parts as a kid that taught me resourcefulness. The failures, the surveys that don't play, the CP campaigns that flopped, the one CP project that crushed, those taught me what people actually need versus what sounds good on paper. That's your SEO now, not more keywords, not better tools, but more you. Here's what I want to do right now. First, if this shifted how you think about SEO in 2026, hit the like button. It tells YouTube to show this to more people who need to hear this. Second, drop a comment telling me what's on piece of content you create and that AI could never replicate. I read every single comment and I want to know what makes your experience unique. And third, subscribe if you want more honest, nuanced stories about digital marketing, offline marketing, and building a real online businesses. No hype, no overnight promise, just what actually working. I am Rishi Roy from Maxim Marketing and I'll see you in the next on. Bye.